Today we are going to talk about journal entries on page number 218. So children, over here these are the practical problems. Question number 1. It says you have to pass the following transactions in the books of Mr. Chatterjee. The first entry, children, is started business with cash 50,000 rupees. So children, in this entry, what are the two accounts involved? The two accounts involved are cash and capital. How? Mr. Chatterjee is a proprietor. He is bringing cash into his business. So what is coming into the business, children? Cash is coming into the business. We know that cash is part of the tangible assets. It is part of the real accounts. So children, in this, cash account would be debited. Why? The rule for real account says that debit what comes in, and we would credit the capital account. That is the second account involved. Why we would credit the capital account? Children, if you remember, when we talked about the personal accounts, we mentioned that the capital account is part of the personal accounts. This amount which Mr. Chatterjee has brought into the business as cash is a liability for the business, because business and the proprietor, they are two different entities. So we would credit the capital account with rupees 50,000. Moving on to entry number 2, that is purchased goods for cash. Children, purchases, when it is mentioned purchased goods for cash, so here children, no asset name is mentioned. It is mentioned only we have purchased some goods. So purchases, children, they are the expenses, because when you are buying something, you are paying out cash. So what are the two accounts involved in this transaction? The two accounts involved in this transaction are purchases and cash. From the transaction only we have got to know one is purchases. If you remember, I mentioned in the previous videos also that whenever it is mentioned purchased goods in commerce, we have to, in accountancy, we always have to mention purchases for such a thing. So purchases, children, is an expense. And if you remember, what is the rule for the nominal account? The rule for nominal account says that debit all the expenses. So purchases account would be debited with rupees 30,000. And cash is going out of the business. Cash is part of the tangible asset. It is part of the real account. So the rule for the real account says that debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So what is going out of the business for buying the purchases? Cash is going out of the business, children. So we would credit cash with rupees 30,000. Moving on to the next entry, children. The next entry is purchased furniture for cash. Now children, this entry is not similar to entry number 2, because listen carefully. Why so? Because in this case, children, the asset name is mentioned. I have mentioned over here purchased furniture for cash. So there is some asset which we are buying for the business, that is furniture. So the two accounts involved in this transaction, children, would be furniture and cash. From the transaction only we got to know that we have purchased furniture for cash. So furniture, children, is an asset. It is not an expense. Kindly note. Whereas purchases, when we talked about in the previous video, it was an expense which was part of the nominal account. Whereas in this transaction, furniture is an asset, and if you remember, all the assets are part of the real accounts. So children, it being a tangible asset, the real account rule says that debit what comes in. So what is coming into the business? Furniture is coming into the business. So furniture account would be debited, and it is coming into the business for an exchange in terms of cash. So that is, cash is moving out of the business. both the rules of the real account would apply on this transaction. Why? Because furniture is coming into the business, whereas cash is going out of the business for buying that furniture. So the rule for the real account says that debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is going out of the business, so we would credit cash. Moving on to transaction number 4, children. The transaction 4 says that paid rent to landlord. So the children, the entry is we have paid rent to landlord for rupees 1500. So children, what are the two accounts involved in this transaction? The two accounts involved in this transaction are rent and cash. Why? Because rent we are paying. We are paying it to the landlord. So what is it? It is an income or an expense? Yes, children. It is an expense for the business. It is part of the nominal account. The rule for the nominal account, I repeat, it says that debit all the expenses. And this rent is paid in terms of cash. So cash is going out of the business for paying the rent. So cash being part of the tangible assets, being part of the real account, the rule says that debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So what is going out of the business for paying the rent? Cash is going out of the business, children, for paying this rent. So the entry would be rent account debited to cash account with rupees 1500. Moving on to the next transaction, children, that says that sold goods for cash for rupees 25,000. So in this case, children, what are we doing? We are making a sale in terms of cash. So what is coming into the business, children? What are the two accounts involved? Let us see. When we make a sale, children, that means we are receiving something. We are receiving in terms of cash. So children, the two accounts involved in this transaction are cash account and sales account. Remember, we talked about purchased goods. Always we have to mention purchases. When it is mentioned sold goods, we always have to mention in terms of accountancy sales. So children, cash is something which is coming into the business because we are making a sale. So we debit the cash account because the rule of the real account says that debit what comes in. So cash is coming into the business and it is coming in terms of sales. So sales account would be credited, children, because when we are getting something in terms of cash and some goods are moving out of the business, so the goods which are moving out of the business would be credited, that is to sales account. So the transaction would be cash account debited to sales account with an amount of rupees 25,000. Children, the next entry is paid carriage. So children, what is carriage? Carriage is an expense. Supposingly we have bought something, we have told the carriage people to deliver it at the factory or at office. So we have to pay for the carriage. So carriage is an expense for the business, right? So in this case, children, carriage being an expense, it is part of the nominal account. And the two accounts involved in this transaction are, we assume that carriage is paid in terms of cash. Children, always remember, unless and until it is not mentioned that the transaction is not done in cash, we always assume that it is done in cash. Unless and until it is mentioned bank or check, we assume that the transaction is in terms of cash. So over here, the two accounts involved are carriage and cash. Carriage being an expense part of the nominal account, we debit the carriage because the rule says that debit all the expenses. So carriage is an expense and carriage is paid in terms of cash. So the rule for the real account says that credit what goes out. That is, cash is going out in paying this carriage. Moving on to next entry, that is paid advertisement. So children, advertisement for the business, say the business is advertising for its business. It is an expense, children. So advertisement account is one account involved in it, and the other account involved would be what? It would be, yes, again cash, because nothing is mentioned. So we assume that the advertisement is paid in terms of cash. So the two accounts involved are advertisement and cash. Advertisement is again an expense for the business. So the rule for nominal account says that debit all the expenses and credit all the incomes. So one rule would apply for the nominal account, that is for the advertisement. For the cash, what rule would apply? Yes, the rule applied would be for the real account, because cash is a tangible asset. So it is going out of the business for paying the advertisement expenses. So we credit cash. So the transactions entry would be advertisement account debited to cash account with rupees 1000. Moving on to next entry, children, that is sold goods to Ram on credit. So children, over here, kindly look carefully. Ram is receiving certain goods. Over here, it is not mentioned sold goods for cash. It is mentioned, I repeat, sold goods to Ram on credit. That is, Ram is right now not paying for the goods he has received. That is, for the goods which we are selling to Ram, Ram is not paying right now. But Ram is the receiver. So the two accounts involved over here is, one is Ram, and the other account involved, as it is mentioned sold goods, is sales. So Ram is part of the personal account, children. He is the receiver of the goods. So the rule for the personal account says that debit the receiver. So Ram being the receiver, we debit Ram with rupees 15,000. And what are going out of the business, children? Goods are going out of the business in terms of sales. So we credit sales account. Moving on to the next transaction, children. The next transaction, children, is purchased stationery. When we say purchased stationery, so stationery, children, again is an expense for the business, because we have to pay cash for it. So when we are paying cash for it, it being an expense, it is part of the nominal account. So children, we debit the stationery account with rupees 400, and for buying the stationery, what are we spending? We are spending cash. So the rule for the real account for the cash says that debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So here cash is going out of the business for buying the stationery. So we credit the cash with rupees 400. So children, today we have discussed question number 1 on page number 218. Kindly go through the video carefully and clear your doubts over the Microsoft Teams. Till then, take care. Thank you. Have a good day.